Hello, and welcome back. Today we will pick up where we left off making a feature ring for our project. The feature ring is a design called Indian Blanket Design. If you find this interesting, then please stick around and enjoy.
Okay, as you can see here, we've got our little pieces cut. We've got 50 pieces of yellow heart, slightly under a 1/4 inch thick, and we've got our bloodwood. Got all these cut. So now we have to go through and sand each piece and get all the torn fibers out of the way so that when we glue it up, they'll fit up tight to each other. And get these saw marks off. Okay, we took a piece of this that we cut the other day. This is the yellow heart, and as you can see, it's like a little pyramid, truncated, is that the word? And we've clamped it in place here, and from there we're going to put a, whoops, I don't have a lot of room in here, bump the camera. Surely check and see if it's still lined up. We're going to take a piece of this bloodwood, this thin strip, and we're going to put it here. Then we will take a piece of yellow heart, the thin strip material, and place it here. Then we'll take another piece of the yellow heart, and it will be placed over here, something like that. Then there will be another piece of bloodwood. I think I've been calling it yellow heart, red heart, but it's bloodwood, and it will go here like this. There will be another piece of this yellow heart on this side over here. And we will clamp that in place so that we have some friction to work with, because we want to force this bloodwood. The reason that we had this flat spot here is so that when we put it in the gap here, we can force this in and it will squeeze out any gap. If this had been a sharp point, it possibly wouldn't be able to tighten up enough to make that gap go away. That's the idea. So we're going to get some glue and glue that up. Let me get things set up and we'll come back and film a little bit of that. Okay, I've tried to reposition the camera a little bit, maybe it's a little more clear. Now, we have to be mindful that the open time for this glue is not that long, so we have to kind of hurry along here. So we'll put that one there, and something is amiss. And then we'll glue up the yellow heart. What I'm doing is I'm putting glue on these pieces. I don't think I'm in the camera frame, so unfortunately you probably haven't been seeing that. I don't have a lot of room to work around the camera, but do the best we can. Which right now doesn't seem to be going well. Okay, I'll put this here, and I'm going to have to release this spring clamp, get it out of the way for now, and then we will continue on. We're just putting glue on the little slices and kind of putting them in place about where they're going to go. And we may have to reevaluate our plan because I'm way too slow. I only have a certain amount of time, open time, for this glue. Put glue only on one side of this for the time being, and set it in place, and then we have to put glue on both sides of this. I didn't mention, but I guess you can see that we put some wax paper down. This is to prevent this from sticking to the jig, to the form that we're using. Okay. Now we put this spring clamp back in place. This has to be pushed all the way back, and we want it held down firmly. Now, hopefully, when this is forced back up in there, it will tighten. Gotta get a clamp. I'll be back. had a clamp ready, but I didn't. So we will place this. Let's see where I'm at here. We'll place this here. I know my arm's in the way, but I am not a filmmaker, that's for certain. And hopefully when I squeeze this in, it will force everything over. These are riding up. Have to reposition. These have to stay down. Have to keep everything down and flush to the best of my ability. Let's try that again now. Get the glue off my hands. Okay, let's see what we have now. Okay, that's better. And that's the way we're going to do it. I'm not sure what you can see of it. Try to wipe some of the excess off. And then we'll do another section. And we'll just continue on like that. Okay. We'll just keep doing that, and when we get several of those done, we'll come back and explain the next section or step. Okay, after having ripped these into 1/4-inch strips, as I had explained earlier, we have 4 pieces, and the idea is to turn each piece over like this, and when you do, then you get a pattern that starts looking like this. I don't know if this is in the camera frame. Anyway, it's hard to do this with one hand. We'll turn each one of these over. Try not to lose. I took a sanding block after I cut these. They were real rough. The handsaw does not do a real smooth job of cutting. And I took the sanding block and a block sanding block and smoothed all the edges. Now, after getting, I think I've got these lined up close. After that, we'll turn this around like this So we've flipped each piece over this way, and then we turn the whole piece end for end, and when we put it together, we'll get a design that we're looking for. The ends are not perfectly even. Let me find something to push them even with. And we'll get a design that's something like this. I'll have to get Shirley out here. This is the part where I need some visual input. And we'll get all the points lined up just where they're supposed to be. Anyway, this is what we're going for. This is the design we're looking for. When we get that done, then we'll come in here, let's see, about midway, and we'll cut these apart, and then cut the angle to make the individual segments to make a ring. This is the most time-consuming part of this project. This will take the longest amount of time. Feels like there's something trapped inside here. Piece of garbage. Okay, that's it. We get this glued up, then we'll come back and explain the next step that we're going to be doing. But like I said, this is the longest part of this project. Very time consuming, very slow and meticulous. So we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll have 6 segments of Indian blanket design, but the rings will be 12 segments. So we'll have 6 of these, and then I don't know what I'll put in between. I'll probably try to come up with some other design, maybe a zigzag or something like that. All right, we'll be back next step. Y'all take care, enjoy, have a great day. Get out in the shop and make some dust. Here is the gluing form that we're going to use to guide us when we put these strips in. And in the other gluings that we did, even though we used wax paper, we had a problem with the glue going through the wax paper and sticking to the gluing form. So we're going to use some wax, and we're going to wax this really good. We can't afford to have this sticking to the gluing form, because as we try to pull it loose or get it loose, it's got a tendency to break apart, and we need to get it where we can glue it together and get it off the form. So that's what we're doing next, is waxing this form.